Our next question, again, staying in our neighborhoods. According to a past study conducted by the League of Women Voters of St. Paul, we are hosting this forum tonight in one of the most civically engaged neighborhoods in St. Paul. Traditionally, the Highland Park neighborhood turns out to the polls at a very, very high rate. Chris Coleman, would you please be the first to address the next question? What will you do as mayor to address the disparity among our neighborhoods in St. Paul, to reach out to be sure that other voices in St. Paul are also heard, and to communicate, to send and receive input from all of the neighborhoods in St. Paul?
Well, first of all, Mayor of St. Paul would criticize Highland at their own risk. Highland is just a great example. As I was driving up here today from my house, even in this rain and the gloom and the yuckiness, I was driving up Fairview and I went, wow, this is a gift. What a gorgeous neighborhood, that incredible anchor to the city of St. Paul. But I believe that all of our neighborhoods have the potential to be as strong as Highland Park is. That's why I launched Invest St. Paul. Invest St. Paul was an initiative that came out of clear statistics that some of our neighborhoods were really struggling. They were really in challenge. Didn't matter whether you were looking at crime statistics or whether you were looking at joblessness or whether you were looking at foreclosures, any number of factors. There were 4 key neighborhoods in our community that were really struggling. And we also knew that there were multiple problems, and so it wasn't going to be just one tool that fixed it. My predecessor had Housing 5000. There was nothing wrong with Housing 5000 in and of itself, but it was a one-tool approach to a multifaceted problem. So we started looking at what were the opportunities that we needed to create for kids? How do we create great out-of-school time programming? How did we deal with the mortgage foreclosure crisis? What were we doing to try to create vibrancy in the commercial strips? All of those things just trying to continue to build. St. Paul is a city of neighborhoods, and if one neighborhood in the city of St. Paul is struggling, then St. Paul is struggling. We need to continue to work to make sure that all of our neighborhoods are strong.
Thank you. Eva Ng, same question.
I put together a communications program so that I could stay in touch with every citizen in St. Paul, and I put it on the media release, and I don't think they picked it up, so I'm going to tell you right here. I created this communications program so that I could listen to every neighborhood in St. Paul. In one quarter, there were about 12 weeks. I was planning to meet with 12 neighborhoods, but then my advisor said that's too busy. Try to bring it down to 7 wards. So that's what I said. Okay, we'll go 7 wards. So every ward, I'm going to go to, say, a Tuesday. Every Tuesday, I will spend 5 o'clock to 9 o'clock at a ward and listen to every gripe they've got. And I'm just listening. And I'm going to do this every Tuesday until all the wards are exhausted. And I'm going to do it quarterly. And hopefully, in one term's time, that's 4 years, I will wipe out the top 3 gripes out of that ward. That's what I plan to do. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create an online forum where you can log on as yourself, as an alias or somebody anonymous, whatever, and you talk to me about topics that concern you. You tell me exactly how you feel about that, so I know I can read the forum and I can find out what's going on, and I will know whatever I do and how you feel about it one way or the other. They will help me gauge how to conduct our business. And another thing I'm going to do is I want to create a citizen advisory council where we marshal up all the charitable resources in town, and then we'll find a way to elevate and actualize the human potential in town. And then, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I've got one more thing I want to say.
We will have time for closing remarks.
Okay. All right.
Chris Coleman, 1 minute rebuttal.
I would just say that St. Paul is a national model in citizen participation. In the early 70s, we created the district council system. That's the voice of the community. That's the voice that I have worked with over the last 4 years. It's what I grew up in. My first, elected position, if you call it that, was as a member of the district council in the Frogtown neighborhood. It gave voice to the people. It gave voice to the concerns. It was a forum to bring business organizations together with charitable organizations, with the people that lived in those neighborhoods to figure out how we can tackle some problems. They've done some incredible things, even in spite of the challenges that we've had in our budget. We've been able to hold the funding for our district council systems constant. They could use more resources. We don't have those resources available. But that is the voice of the people, and that is the voice that I listen to as mayor.
Thank you. Eva Ng?
I have to rebut that because what's going on is there's a disconnect between city council, the mayor's office, and what's going on in the neighborhoods. I don't think they're exercising our will when we're saying, stop, we cannot have any more of these assessments, and we're being taxed out of our homes, and we're not being heard. So there is a huge disconnect. So whatever system is in place is not working, okay? And then the last thing I wanted to say before I finish was that I want to create business advisory councils for small, mid-sized, and large businesses. I want to hear them all out. I want to know how to grow our economy and make this a very, very vibrant city. And we want to become a preeminent city, not just settling for second place behind Minneapolis.
Thank you.